morning. It's the 28th of February 2017. Last night I was watching a few boxing videos at the end of a long day, and one video caught my attention. This video was called Thurman vs. Garcia, and it was on the Undisputed Champion Network. I think that's the name of it. It's a part of the 10 count series. If you are researching boxing videos online, you've probably seen this series. It's hosted by Steve Kim. I think he's an editor at boxingscene.com, I think. And he's usually kind of at a little table discussion with two other members of what we could call the corporate boxing media, usually people from the Ring magazine or some other big institution. First of all, like I said, this video was titled Thurman vs. Garcia. The video spent about 80% of its duration. The guys are talking about Angel Garcia and the controversy about him. About 10% on actually the fight between Keith Thurman and Danny Garcia itself. And the other 10% was about David Lemieux versus Curtis Stevens. So the video was completely misleading in its title and was therefore a shit video, in my opinion. Whenever you go to a video and don't get what you expect from the title, that's a shit video, if you ask me. Anyway, the part of this particular video that got my attention came about halfway through, where Michael Montero, he's a boxing journalist. I'm not exactly sure who he works for. It doesn't really matter, I guess. But he claimed during this video that Angel Garcia's behaviour and Angel Garcia's outbursts are a result of members of the, quote, independent media, aka YouTube guys, baiting Angel Garcia. I'll paraphrase a little bit of what he said here. This is not a direct quote, but I'm just going off memory and I'll paraphrase what he said. He said that guys in the independent media, well, guys, he said, he asked the question, how much of the media is to blame? And then he narrowed in on the independent media, aka YouTube guys, was the word he used. Basically going up to Angel Garcia at press conferences or in gyms, sticking a camera in his face and asking him questions that bait him into saying something stupid, and therefore, attracting viewers and subscribers, and that's good for YouTubers, I guess. That's a pretty big claim, if you ask me. Now, I watch a fair few boxing videos online, like all of us. I do other things, so I don't see every video that's ever made. But when we're talking about interviewers, like the interview channels like Dante's Boxing Nation, for example, or Seconds Out, or Hoop Jab, or any of these guys, personally, I've never seen anyone baiting Angel Garcia. I've never watched an Angel Garcia interview and thought, well, this guy's like really trying to bring out the worst in Angel Garcia. He's trying to bait him. I've never personally thought that. Who was the one who asked the questions at the Thurman Garcia press conference recently, which started Garcia on his tirade, Angel Garcia on his massive tirade? Was that a journalist who asked one of these questions that baited him, or was that just Angel Garcia coming out and basically just being Angel Garcia? What do you think about this claim from Michael Montero that YouTubers and YouTube video bloggers, boxing video bloggers, are to blame for Angel Garcia's behaviour, and how much of what Angel Garcia says is a result of him being baited by YouTube channels, YouTube interviewing channels? Personally, I think this is a ridiculous claim. Angel Garcia is Angel Garcia, but in saying that, I haven't seen all of these videos, and if someone can point me to a video where someone is clearly asking a inflammatory question to Angel Garcia, trying to bring out that inner, uncontrolled nature of Angel Garcia, basically trying to get something sensational out of him in order to attract viewers, then show me. I'd like to see it. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen at all. I'm just saying I haven't seen it. And I think the point of this video is that the claim from a member of what we can call the corporate boxing media, basically an attack against YouTube as the independent media, is not a surprising one. These guys are very defensive since since independent media, if you want to call it that, has come onto the scene. Who goes to these websites now for their boxing news? Well, of course people do, but equally they go to YouTube. There's a lot of guys with a lot of good opinions on boxing on YouTube, a lot of guys doing great interviews. So obviously that's a threat to the mainstream media. So how much of what he says, when I say he, I mean Michael Montero, how much of what Montero says here is him feeling threatened by the new media, and how much of it is merited? You tell me. Like I said, if there's some evidence to prove what he said, then leave it in the comment section. Leave me a link because I'd like to see it. But on face value, I have to take that as a bullshit claim. And this guy is clearly scared of new media. He feels threatened. But let me know what you think if you have an opinion. Pacific Boxing.